Hi guys, how are we all doing? Are you ready to write? Let me just adjust the lighting a bit. It is now getting darker. Hi Mitchell, how are you doing? Yeah, so today we're gonna continue our uh novella for a dollar mini series. I'm just tidying up the previous chapter. But we're going to go into um the Gemini models. um have a look at the two, because there's two new Gemini models, so 2.5 flash and 2.5 flashlight, and they've got some really good reviews, so I thought I would give it a go, still using our cheap, we're like going for things for a reasonable price. um and yeah, so we're gonna do hi Jean-Luc, hi Joe, what are you drinking today? Okay. So these chapters are quite short just because it's um that's just how the story is going. It's a novella. We're keeping things short. I had actually, that was quite a nice, when you're kind of like, ooh, one of the Mistral Medium generations had her coming back. Um so yeah. Hi Dylan. Lovely oh my god. I mean, great name, Dylan. But yeah, lovely to have you here. If anyone has any questions about Novelcrafter in general, or about what I'm doing, just let me know, okay? Um, I'm kind of tempted to take this. It's a promising scene, but I am going to go actions, chat with scene, and if I go into my prompts and go to new model tests, let's get rid of all the old models I was testing and go add model, 2.5 flash. And then we want the 0925. And we want I guess I could go 0925. Oh, is that not gonna? Oh, 09 to 2025. Is that not gonna? Oh, fine, whatever. Flash 2.5 flash. Preview. Okay. Get my open router up so we can check the cost. This may be okay if they're only accessible via the AI Studio. I mean, that's fine. It's just harder to track the cost, so I'll have to do that separately. Wait, let's see if I can get these here. Yes, I can. Amazing. Flash. Oh, and I clicked the wrong one, of course. Oh, Joe's boring today with just a black coffee with I mean, to be fair, a little caramel syrup, amazing. Like, black coffee, there is nothing wrong with that, with a bit of sweetness. Hi Terry. How are you? Yeah, how is everyone doing? Like, what are you working on at the moment? Have you any of you tried the new models? Okay, so I've got chapter 2, scene 2 here. I'm gonna go on to my new model tests. I'll try Flash to start with. Okay, so I have this chapter, but it's set in the wrong place. Instead, I want it at Mia's house. I have this. Mia should still be quite shaky from her ordeal in the previous chapter. Stick to the writing style of the original and use the original prose where possible. Mitchell says, now I put a little coffee into my adulterants. Yeah. Gemini 2.5 Flash is great for pictures. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done a bit of like working with Nana Banana. Okay, I think that will work. Okay, so I think this is the non-thinking because it was so quick, but I'm not sure. That would be my guess. I mean, I feel like I could still use that. Automatically, hopefully, Nihada. Mia's house stood. Get rid of the bold. Mitchell says I use 2.5 Flash for some reason and see good and fast. Yeah, it's like for the price, Flash is really good. Like it's very reliable. I like using the Gemini models for anything that's like analysis or editing or anything like that. Dog nearly drowned. Gerald Ties. Okay. And then I'm going to put Granny Alice stood on the step, her cardigan drawn. And I'm going to say a tartan blanket. Hi, Space. How are you doing? Draped over her arms. She held it out. Gave you. I'm going to have her actually insult the tea. A little more than. Let's go special events. The latch for the line of life. I feel like this needs to be continued, so I'm going to go continue writing. Corey's writing style. Let's tweak and generate. I'm going to add some additional. What do I already have in here? Yeah. And then change this to, I guess let's try Flash Preview first, and then we can see light. Like, let's get a baseline with the better of the two models. Let me also zoom in. The Nook stall. Sparky, for all his love of chaos, wasn't a danger machine. I mean, my dog did almost make me choke today, so they are danger machines. It wasn't his fault. He rolled over while I was drinking a cup of tea, and like his leg kicked my like ribs, I guess, and then yeah. So that was fun. He got me out of here. Gerald wanted. She didn't find the hose there. Um, and now you have okay. Okay, I think that's a nice ending. It kind of feels a bit like, warm. We've got a bit in the house using what we had. I feel like, yeah. So let's go and summarize scenes. Okay, prompts. Did I have I'll just put the new let's summarize these scenes. That one's already done. Summarize scene, default. Let's see how Flash Light does for this. Terry asks, anyone here tried Google AI Studio text to speech for listening to chapters? I've not. I wonder if anyone else has. If you have, let us know. Okay, so this is 170 words, so it's not really done great at the 80 words. So let's see how Flash Preview does. Okay, I mean, still not great, but at least it's yeah. I'll try Flashlight again. Okay, I feel like maybe the prompt needs to be tweaked for because I think the default is let's summarize scene, default, tweak and generate. I'm going to say summarize it in 40. We're going to use Flashlight Preview, generate. Still 124. Okay, it's not doing great with word counts. Okay, so Space tried it out for a test, but couldn't get the voice to be as good as with 11 Labs. Jean-Luc likes it. I think it depends on what you're wanting as well, because if you're just listening to the chapters for like your own writing purposes, yeah, I feel like you would be fine. Okay, so I'm going to start writing. Okay, so these are my notes. What I've been doing before was going into a chat and being like, new thread. I am writing chapter 3 of my cozy mystery novella. Can you help me refine these ideas into a chapter? Summary / instructions. Please give me 3 solid options. My notes. And then I'll add the context of here so that I have previous chapters. Not not I don't mean Connor, I mean not Jim. And now I realize I've got a Jamie and a James, so that would be something I'd probably want to flag. Okay, so I've got this. Make sure I change it to the right model. I'll just use Gemini Flash. Based on your writing chapter summaries, great way to yada yada. Unhelpful Officer X, lol. Okay, no, I don't like it. I don't want it quickly resolved. I want to have. I mean, I know I can set prompt defaults, but I forget. Default prompts, specific project. Okay, save and continue. So I went new, a default prompts, and then set my book. General chat. I guess flash, summarization, flashlight. Oh wait. Oh, that's weird because I can't set. Yeah, I mean it's fine. I can't set the word. There you go. I've set some for this. I'm going to add in, I think, some different bits and bobs. Yeah. Okay. That's detail the escalated attempts. Show customer reactions as well as Eddie / is it Charles? No, what's his name? The other guy that works at the shop. I never remember these. Oliver. Hi, baby. We've got a visitor, my little papa. Hi, Dylan. How are you doing? You here to see Mama? Mama's doing a stream about a papa. It's a golden Labradoodle, though. Yes, apologies. My hand has gone for scritches. Okay, so I've got the customer reactions. Then if I'm using my left hand, I guess we could do Officer Dawson. You going to sit on your bed? Okay, let's. Okay, and then I'm going to now combine different ideas. So the gossip trap. Dylan says, after watching the streams on the Novel Clock, I've got a notebook created which has all the acts, and it really helped me wrap my head around it. Yeah, the Novel Clock is, I think once you start it, looking at it, you can't unsee it. So I watched K-pop Demon Hunters about a month ago. But when I heard it, when I watched it, I was like immediately like, Novel Clock, Novel Clock, Novel Clock. It was so like, really good. Like it's a like I would recommend like if you watch like and also which was the one? It was oh my god, it was a spy film with the girl who couldn't remember. She was like a like a crime author, and it had like Henry Cavill as like the protagonist of her books when she'd see them in like flashbacks and stuff. But that also was very like adherent to the novel clock. Um, okay. Um, okay, so I'm adding in different bits. So I'm kind of doing kit bashing with my like scene plan. So like these may say scene beats, but it doesn't mean you have to just use them for a beat. You can use them for your entire story, like your entire summary of like or your chapter, which is what I'm kind of doing. Oh, I like actually that better. Argyle, yes. Yep. See, you knew what I meant. Argyle. Hey babe. Yes, Argyle. It was I really enjoyed that as well. Although I'm a sucker for Henry Cavill, so um I like that as thing. Right, okay, so we have our like hypothetical chapter. Additional context. I will add like, I don't know, the chapter before or something as context to the thing. Although would that be adding it twice? Let's okay, we're fine. So I've got my flash preview. We've got let's see if we can get like 1500 words. We'll see how closely it can adhere to stuff, which is also a good thing to test when you're looking like just so you have an idea of what a model is capable of. You want to know if it can adhere to your prompt. Um okay, it has continued very well from the last chapter in the sense of like okay, so it's on 1800 words. I like that. So I'm gonna Mia didn't accuse Mr. Peterson of serial gnome napping, merely opportunistic gnome napping. But the point stood. She saw patterns where others saw chaos and possessed a tendency to act on impulse. If Sparky saw something, she needed to know what. Um, and then, yeah, the next morning, the bell above the Glenford Nook chimed a frantic, prolonged ring, announcing impending disaster. Mia shot from behind the artisanal bread shelves, wiping flour from her hands. Sparky, who had spent the night alternating between snoring like a tractor and attempting to burrow under Mia's duvet, had arrived with her. But he hadn't come for the scent of ground coffee or the promise of local cheese. He wanted the hose pipe. Um, with joyous, destructive enthusiasm. I don't think she would call him Miss Rivers. She would be like, just Mia. Um, uh, I couldn't leave him home alone. Um, You hear the hose a sharp yank. The entire shelf of Mrs. Peterson's hand. Interesting how they bring things off hammock cord. I like that the shop has loads of like things at home, like homemade. Oh no. You want to play rough, you overgrown chewing machine? Wow. Um, an industrial-sized jar of crunchy, extra thick, single-origin monkey nut butter she kept for her post-run sustenance. She spread a generous, unapologetically vulgar layer between the slices. The resulting... I'm finding, actually, I'm really enjoying the tone of this. What do you guys think? Oh my... Apologies. That also shocked me a lot. Oh, my heart is going. Mia held up the sandwich. The world stopped. The silence that descended on the Glenford nook was instant, profound. The queue stopped, murmuring. Eddie froze. The newspaper poised mid-jab. Sparky erupted from under the counter like a rocket, his tail blurring into a dizzying streak of brown fur. He released the hosepipe, which Mia caught midair, sticky with honey and covered in dog drool, and launched himself at the sandwich. Crunch. The lab devoured the sandwich in two spectacular gulps. He then looked up at Mia, his large hazel eyes radiating innocent devotion. A smear of peanut butter clinging to his snout. Good boy. Mia sighed, leaning against the counter, her heart still hammering. Me too, girl. Now sit and don't move. Sparky sat. He didn't move. He continued to gaze lovingly at the imaginary remnants of the sandwich. Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah, like GPT like 3.5 would never have done this. Good. No, I'm really enjoying this. Miss Rivers, Mr. Mullins. Oh, okay. It's interesting that it's given it's been like Tom is not Tommy, is Thomas. Um okay, let's she would not be thinking of that as an inevitable question. Um Space says I did document analysis on 50 PDFs yesterday with Flash. Cost me a cent. It's crazy fast and cheap. Yeah. No, it's really I'm really yeah. Okay. I mean, I really should just not like have to keep going through and um Okay, actually, no, I like that. I think that's a pretty good, pretty solid chapter. There might be a point where I'm like, oh, okay, I need to like edit stuff, but I'm really happy. I'm. How does it compare to Mistral Medium? I mean, I feel like both have kind of flowed on pretty well. I think it's written for longer, and it kind of seems to follow everything a bit better. the instructions. Like I'm happy with this prose, like as a like especially for what I'm doing, the purposes. I don't feel like I need to edit it a lot. Whereas some of the Mistral, like it did need a bit more hand holding. How much have I spent so far? So that message was like 0.8 cents to write that scene. And that was like input 6,500 tokens, output 2,500. So pretty good. Like I feel like I could work quicker with this. Okay, so I'm gonna go summarize scene, default, flashlight. Oh, I suppose I could just use it there, but and then let's see how much that cost. I mean that was 0.04 cents for that summary. So it's not bad. And like I feel like actually I've got it's been half an hour and I've got through a chapter. So I would now be like, okay, to be fair, Officer Dawson, let's change that. So, and this would be a point. Okay, well, I've got Officer Dawson that I really hiya baby should put into my codex. What was the description? So I can then put this as a quote there. Let's go into chapter 4. I think, to be honest, I've got enough here that I could to, I guess, to Jamie's house. They weren't. Tom had just misplaced his hearing aid, so he had to shout. He was helping Tom search for it. It's not Jim. It is Jim. Yeah, I got that right. Okay, let's edit additional context, put the scene before. Let's see how quickly, like, if we can just like use this from scratch. Like, I'd be really interested to see, like, if we could actually just keep chugging through these chapters. I mean, this is chapter 4, but yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, let's have a bit of my drink while this is writing. It's definitely wordier than Mistral. Okay, it's made up of river. Let me just see if that's a real river. River Chell. Okay, there's the River Chelt, but not the River Chell. There's a place called Chell in Staffordshire. Yeah, that'll work. That's fine with me. He sniffed every patch of grass, marking his territory with vigorous enthusiasm. Um, get rid of. Okay, so there's some like bits that you don't need, so maybe you need to like condense it a bit, but that's uh I'm just gonna get rid of that. I mean, often like so I'm finding that we're getting a lot of clauses of blah 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 blah. It's like these pressing his large head. Okay, so there are things I'm seeing that would be like okay, things I would have to edit out. Um get rid of that. Low voice, lead straight, no peanut butter. Although he wouldn't know that, because obviously he wasn't there. So okay, so it is maybe like misunderstanding when people are there. Get rid of these things. Assisted is sorry, I'm kind of now just like mumbling to myself. I'm gonna okay, remember to keep talking, Kate. Um okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of looking. Does anyone object to the changes? Blah 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 blah. They're good mates. That's very British. I don't think that would be needed. Given a report, he wouldn't say who did it. Also, it's the Nook stall, whatever. Like, I think there are little like minor things, but privet hedge. Okay. Okay, come on, boy. What are you guys thinking of the prose? Okay, well, let's get rid of that. Um, why do we need to know that it's roomy? Okay, so there's like bits where there's like unnecessary adjectives, but you know, I'm happy with that. I think it's doing okay, and actually we're getting through really quickly now. I mean, it does help that I'd already like planned some of these scenes. That was 1 cent to write. Well, like, and that's over 2,000 words for a chapter that needs editing, yes, but not like a huge amount. Um, so yeah, I'm happy with this so far. I think we can keep working with this. Yeah, it looks highly usable for the price. Like if you're on a budget and you don't mind kind of putting in the work and doing some editing after, yeah, no, absolutely. Let me full screen. Um, so yeah, I think I might then. Yeah, we let's just continue. Um, let's look at Act Two. Um, not burnt. Uh, that he didn't suffer in the fire. Okay, so Space is saying to me, Flash isn't a wow kind of model, but it's very much a great all-rounder. It can copy a writing style reasonably well, but it's degrading if you send too much as input from my few tests. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I'm kind of limiting at the moment to um kind of like shorter chapters, I guess. Like or like only one chapter as context. But yeah, I can see that it would um yeah. Oh, and then I want to add as context. I guess this was chapter 5. So yeah. Like I feel like it's solid. Like you could definitely use this and like again, budget writing. I would absolutely use this. So with this with the previous prose that I'd written, I've been just sending the previous chapter. So I guess for chapter 4 I sent 1,800 words. For chapter 3 I sent 1,600 words. Along with the codex entries mentioned in the beat. Um, let's also summarize scene. Okay. Boop. The suspect map and police slip up. Um, okay, so I'm going to look at scene 1 bits first and kind of like see how they go. I wonder, I'm kind of curious if it'll be like council member X, rival Y. Um, with a model that cheap, you could send the full outline each time. Yeah, well, how about if I send the full novel so far this time and we'll see how it goes. And option 3, okay. Okay, Mia walks out to house. Let's just add in actually all of this, and then I'll add. Dylan says, I've been using Gemini a lot in the official app for developmental editor and beta reader type things. It's worked quite well. Yeah. I've not used Flash for that, but I've used Pro a lot for developmental editing. I think it's really good. It's my favorite model at the moment. I'm really looking forward to Gemini 3 whenever it comes out. Okay, shocking detail. Okay, so we're getting here. Yeah, no, I definitely will try using the entire book as context. I like that actually. Sparky is loving all the attention he gets. I might be like 2,000 words for this, I think. Let's try and push this a bit. Okay, boop. 2,000, not 20,000, God. Context, full normal text. So that's 7,000 words. We're going to do flash preview. Let's generate. It very much likes to kind of continue on with what we had before. So I would probably also want to put something to be yo, do these things at the beginning. Okay. I mean, I'd like to think that she's given him a bath since. Okay, so she puts things there. Yeah, I see. So Archie Brewster, so it's given a different name. So let's give this guy a different name. Oh my god, I need a name. Let's just call him Dan. See, what I would think, I would maybe having a suspecting Gerald Tice at this moment would maybe be a bit Marcus Chen. That's a very AIism name for context for anyone who doesn't know. But yeah, absolutely should have done that. Um, but I like that it's given like some names based on past chapters. I was going to look at the cost, wasn't I, as well? So that chapter was 1.2 cents to write, and that was 3,000 tokens output, 14,500 input. Um, um, doing paperwork when you should be with me. Ah, yes, your little endeavours, like Mr. Sherlock Holmes, only more tea. You cannot solve mysteries if you become a hermit. It's through community you learn the hidden movements of people. You're coming. Put that dog on his lead. I don't want him chewing my petunias. Arguing with Alice was completely pointless. Um, her voice just dropping to a conspiratorial hush as they passed Mrs. Davison's house, the one missing a hose pipe. I'm enjoying these little like inserts. They're kind of cute. What time is it? Okay, we've got about 5 minutes. Yeah, does anyone have any overall thoughts about how Gemini's doing? Because I'm actually like, I think if you were writing on a budget, this is doing really well. We've got 3 chapters written. So I feel like at this point you'd maybe need to have something to make him very much not the suspect. Okay, so it isn't quite understanding some connections. But older brother. Okay. And someone decided to park their tractor in the middle of Church Lane. You'll worry yourself thin. That poor Tom. He'd always enjoyed correcting inaccuracies, even the minor, gruesome ones. Or to Yeah, I think that's the thing. The combination of the fact that the prose is decent enough to like get going is really important, I think, in justifying like the cost. Like if this was um you or like the cost is good for justifying it, like it's not the best prose, but there's nothing wrong with it. Like the story coherence. Um I would perhaps um change the ending. Let's try just continue the story. Yeah, 400 words. Okay, I'll get rid of that paragraph. I do notice actually that I'm pretty sure that was very similar to what we had before, so maybe that's a sign that it, like, will do stuff. Um, grading against Opus and Sonnet. Yeah, I'll have to work we need to work out a way. What do you guys think of, like, a way of grading different prose and, like, what we're grading it for? I think that's the thing, is, like, it's working out some kind of, like, subjective grading, but cost to prose ratio, like, Opus I love, but for the cost in proportion to other models, like, it shouldn't be worth it. This is really good. Do your top 4 or 5 of us today, considering this one also. Oh my god. I guess I would have to put Opus first because Opus is what I use in my, like, off stream stuff. Um, in terms of mimicking style, GPT-5 did all right. I'm not necessarily saying this is second, like my other top ones. It also depends on the price. So maybe like my top cheaper ones, like not counting Opus. If you're doing like a style mimicking version, like GPT-5 was all right. This is pretty good. I love 2.5 Pro for analysis, but not so much for prose. Mistral 3.1. If you want like a really cheap model, Long Chat, was it Long Chat? Something I was using in Wednesday session was really good. Long Cat, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think for like a cheap model, this is absolutely possible. Okay, well, this is, I need to. Um, um, let's get rid of that. I would maybe edit the ending. I'll just highlight it. It's something we can look at later. I want to tally up the costs. Let me summarize first and then tally up the costs. Okay, get my phone out, refresh, calculator. 0.00452, 0.00432, 0.0119, 0.00523, 0.00045, 0.0102, 0.00. Wait, 102 is 0.00038, 0.00835, 0.0325, 0.000243, 0.00024, 0.00905, 264. I wish there's like a tally of all the things. 0.00324, 0.00289. Okay, does anyone want to guess how much this cost? Okay, if we can get a top 5 or 10, cost not an issue. We can choose. Your points on what it can do better is important also. Yeah, we could put together something like that. Maybe have a little chat. I don't know if Space is still around, but if she is, maybe you could like put a note for us to chat about that. Well, I mean, I know I could take a snap, but like, yeah, screenshotting in different screens, and judging prose is so very subjective. The only way to really do a test like that is to ask multiple people to read the same chapters and rate them, and then collate the evidence and average it out. Yeah, and I think like also knowing what the genre is. Maybe we should gather some volunteers to judge prose blindly, like the equivalent of the that image generation thing. Um, maybe we need people to help with that. Does anyone have any guesses on the cost as well of today's sessions? And now I don't know if. Okay, well, I will say now, and hopefully people have had their time to guess. John Luke says less than 10 cents. Yeah, absolutely. I spent. Yeah, that much. Plus 0. So far, with planning the novel and writing 5 chapters, we have spent 16 cents. We've got 5 chapters fully written. They're getting longer. I've definitely noticed they're getting longer now that we're using Gemini. But yeah, I think that's really cool. Yeah, I mean we're getting there. We're testing our cheat models. We're getting some nice summaries. We're getting the story written. Obviously, like I spent a bit of time without AI, kind of making a rough plan of these starting things, but yeah, I think it works. Dylan says a few chapters of various genres, judged blind, looking for things like cliches, stereotypes, AIisms, etc. Yeah, I think that's something we definitely need to get. We would need volunteers for in order to get like a full thing. And it's kind of hard, like as new models come out, people are going to know that the prose is from those models, so you'd almost need to like group them together, and you couldn't do a new version each time a new model came out. You'd have to do them in batches every month or whatever. So it would be good for a one-off test, or I guess if we did it in-house, I don't know, we'd have to have a think, but I think that would be pretty good. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming. I've had a great time as always. I'm excited to see what comes up. Yeah, I mean, it could end well with editing and stuff. I guess then you'd start adding more. Yeah, but no, it's going well. I'm really enjoying the story. It's nice to kind of get this world fleshed out. You know, it's fun. So yeah, I will see you all like on Wednesday, probably. We'll see how things go. Yeah. Bye guys.